Our second standard of Chapter 2 is understanding and applying the properties of equal and congruence, which is your properties are reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. So our first slide, we have to fill in the blanks. So it tells you which property they're doing and you need to apply it. So reflexive POC. Remember, reflexive has one angle and one side, and it's like looking into a mirror. A reflection. So this was just going to be AB. Segment AB is congruent to segment AB. So transitive, remember, is three different segments or angles. And it's a POE, so we're talking equal signs. So now if XY equals YZ and blank equals blank, then XY equals ZW. Well, remember, the middle is our link, so that first blank has to be YZ because the link has to be together. Now, remember, this is going to be the last one, the last blank. That is going to be my first. So this has to be ZW. Symmetric is two angles or two sides, and what that does is it flips. So if angle A is congruent to angle B, then angle B is congruent to angle A. It just flipped the two angles. Transitive POE, we have another transitive one. If the measure of angle 1 equals the measure of angle 2 and the measure of angle 2 equals the measure of angle 3, then what equals what? So here our link, 2's are linked. So then here's our first and then our last. So measure of angle 1 equals the measure of angle 3. Another way could be on the is it gives you something and you need to write what property it is. So if segment MN is congruent to segment NO, then segment NO is congruent to segment MN. This is also helpful as how many segments we're talking about. It's 2. If you see, it just is flipped. So here, MN is first, then NO. Over here, NO, then MN. So what happened between here and here was it flipped. So that means it is symmetric. And then we have to decide POE or POC. And how we decide is it's in the middle. The C is the congruent sign. So it's going to be a POC. Angle A is congruent to angle A. There's only one angle, and it's a reflection, so it is going to be reflexive, and then POE or POC, and we look and it has a congruent sign. So it's a POC again. Last one, if DE equals EB and EB equals AP, then DE equals AP. So we see our link. There's 3 different segments that are being listed, DE, EB, and AP. So that means that it is going to be transitive. And PO, and in the middle is an equal sign, so it's a POE. That is our second standard.